Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm Agathe Fay, and we have a wonderful webinar for you this morning. We're going to give it a few more minutes so that anyone who's running a little bit late can join. I just wanted to mention that if you look in the chat, there's a link to a PDF download. This is a PDF of today's presentation, so you don't have to worry about taking notes or anything like that. You'll be able to revisit the PDF if you download it. And that's going to have lots of information there for you, even more so than what we'll touch on today. I really want to focus on experiencing the practices today more so than going into a lot of the science behind it. So that will all be in the PDF for you. We'll talk a little bit about it this morning as well. And the session is also being recorded, so you'll receive a replay at the end of the session, and you'll be able to revisit it that way, and we'll be able to continue practicing together that way. So let's just give it a few more minutes. If you want to grab some water, go to the restroom, just get comfortable, and we'll start in a few minutes. Okay? Thanks for being here. So I'd like to just make sure everyone can see and hear me okay. So let me know in the chat if you're having any challenges seeing or hearing me before we get started. And we'll just give it 1 or 2 more minutes. Hi, Karen. Thanks for being here. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Cheryl. Good to know. I'm glad you guys can hear and see me. Hey, Schwazi. Hi. Thanks for being here. Hi, Dad. Nikki. Awesome. Thanks so much for all being here. Hi, Nancy. Thank you. So what's really cool is we have people joining from all over the world, which is awesome. We have people in Canada, in Mexico, in the States. We have people in England. We have people in the Czech Republic, in Costa Rica. I don't know if I'm getting all the countries, but yeah, so super exciting. Hi, Elvira, Amy. Thanks so much for being here. All right, so let's get started since we've got a good group going here, and then anyone else can join along. So if you missed it before, at the top of the chat, you'll see there's a PDF download. If you want to click on that and download it, this is the PDF presentation of what we're going to be doing today. So you'll be able to refer back to it and learn even more about the practices than I'll be able to touch on in today's hour. I really want to focus today on experiencing the practices rather than diving in deeply into the science behind them. But that is all in the PDF. And also you'll receive a replay of today's session. So you'll be able to practice with me as much as you want. Yay. All right, so I just want to touch a little bit on why I'm doing this webinar today. So I'm definitely sensing a lot of overwhelm, a lot of anxiety, panic. People just seem to be overworked and overstressed. There's a lot going on in the world outside of ourselves, you know, politically. The earth as well is very much feeling this imbalance that we're all feeling, right? And this is partly because of the society we live in and the pace of the society we live in. So I don't want to go too much into the problems. We're here more to work on the solution. I'm not sure if you all have heard of Gabor Mate, Dr. Gabor Mate. He's amazing. And he's written many, many books, but one of the books that came out recently, The Myth of Normal, talks a lot about how we live in a society now that is inherently what we feel is normal is actually not normal and is creating a lot of discord and disharmony and imbalance and dysregulation within ourselves and within our relationships. And the good news is, the not so good news is that because of this imbalance is that a lot of us reach for things outside of ourselves to soothe ourselves and to cope, whether it's drugs or alcohol or shopping or gambling or whatever, exercise, food, like things that are, anything can become an addiction, our phones, social media, all of these things, right? So the good news is we don't have to reach for these things because we have within us tools to self-soothe, to self-heal, to self-regulate. And so that's what we're going to focus on today, right? How we can empower ourselves by creating harmony and regulation within ourselves, right? So, and what we'll see is, although, people will say we can't change the world, we actually can, right? And it might take time to change the world, but what we can do immediately is change what's happening within ourselves and change how we respond to the world and how we navigate this life. And that we're going to see immediately shifts in our relationships and our personal reality. And because we are part of a collective energy, us all taking these small steps for ourselves actually has a ripple effect out in not only into our world, but into the collective heart and collective energy. So we can change the world, right? Okay, so exciting stuff. So let's start. I'm going to share, I'm going to switch in between myself and the presentation at times so that you can see a little bit. So this is the stuff, the nervous system, the vagus nerve, that I don't want to spend too much time talking about it because I really want to spend a lot of time feeling into it. But just a basic kind of rundown of the nervous system. There's two branches of the nervous system. There's the sympathetic nervous system, which we often call the fight, flight, or freeze response, or part of the nervous system. You can think about this as the acceleration, right, of like in a car. And then we have the parasympathetic nervous system, which is like the brake, and it's the rest and digest. And they both serve a purpose, right? We need the sympathetic when we need to get into action, when there's a threat, right? And then we need the parasympathetic nervous system to help recharge from those moments of doing and acting, and to help our body integrate and reset and heal. And then there's the vagus nerve, which is in the center of these two branches, and is like the shift. And it helps us shift from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic. And it's kind of like a muscle that you want to work out, something called vagal tone. And the better your vagal tone is, the more able you are to shift between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. So when we go into an activation mode of sympathetic because there's stress going on or we need to be in action, then we can recover from it more effectively and with more ease because we can shift to the parasympathetic. And what's super cool about the vagus nerve, and just really reminds us of how intrinsically linked we are to nature, is that you'll see it looks a lot like the placenta or like the tree of life upside down. And the vagus nerve is the longest cervical nerve in the body. So it runs from the brainstem all the way down to the abdomen. And the vagus nerve is also going to help with digestive functions, cardiovascular health. So having good vagal tone is very, very beneficial to our health. And also being really connected to our breath. So the breath and the nervous system are also incredibly linked. And the breath is going to help us to regulate our nervous system. The yogis believed that we have a predetermined amount of breaths per lifetime. So actually, what you'll see with the breathing patterns that we're going to do a lot today, which is focusing on helping us get into the parasympathetic, because as a society, we're very much in the sympathetic, right? We're very much in doing and productivity. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of crowdedness of people, of stimulation, right? So what we're focusing on today is breaths that will take us into the parasympathetic. And what you'll notice is that a lot of it is about slowing down the breath, right? And so actually our longevity is linked to our breath. So it's pretty cool stuff. So breath, the breathing can release tension from the body. It improves vagal tone. It helps with our cardiovascular health. We'll also be doing a lot of breathing techniques today that help to reduce inflammation in the body, that help with increasing the immune system, or benefiting the immune system. So our breath is very, very powerful. And the cool thing about the breath is that, here, let me shift to me for a second. The cool thing about the breath is that it's something that is always with us, right? It's a tool that we can always call upon. And so what the breathing techniques that I'm teaching today are breathing techniques that you can use in the moment when you feel yourself becoming stimulated, your heart's racing, you start to notice that your breath is really tight and constricted and fast. Or maybe you notice that you're involuntarily holding your breath. So breath holds are very, very beneficial to the system when they're intentional, when they're voluntary, right? So we'll be doing some breath holds today, but you'll notice sometimes when you're stressed, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not breathing, right? So these are techniques that we can use in the moment. They're also techniques that we can do kind of as a daily practice. And I would highly recommend that, actually, because what happens when we do them as a daily practice is that we build and reinforce the neural pathways that build awareness towards our breath and towards our body, and kind of inherently start to train the body, or train ourselves actually, to be aware of the breath and the body, so that in those moments when we do become stimulated or stressed, and we notice, oh, I'm not breathing right now. Oh, my breath is really tight and constrained. Let me shift that, right? So also, because we live in a society that's very fast paced, that's very active, that's very noisy, there's just a lot going on. Having this daily practice balances your nervous system. Just out the gate, you walk out of your door into life every morning regulated, which is going to help you to actually have more control in what would otherwise have been a situation where you might feel yourself kind of lose control or flip your lid, as they say. You'll start to notice, like, oh, I was calmer in this instance, right? So yeah, these are very powerful practices to do daily and also to do in the moment. Okay, so let's see what we have next. I think we're going to start to get into the practices. Yeah. All right. Is everyone ready to start practicing? All right. Cool. So let's talk about 7-point posture. I learned this when I was on a 10-day silent meditation retreat in Dharamsala in India at a Buddhist monastery. And one of the many things I love about the Buddhists is that they love their lists, and it makes it really nice and easy to check in when you start your practice to check into your posture. So 7-point posture, you want to start in a comfortable seated position. So whatever that is for you, if you're on the ground, if you're in a chair, if you're sitting with your legs crossed, if you're sitting on your heels with your legs bent, whatever that means for you, just finding a nice comfortable seated position. And then finding a nice long spine. So you can think about lifting the crown of the head up towards the sky, connecting yourself to Father Sky, and then feel your sit bones grounded into the earth or into the seat below you, connecting you to Mother Earth. So also feeling those two energies of the masculine and the feminine above and below. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the feminine and masculine energies in a bit. And then shoulders back and down, sternum lifted, your heart open. So you want to think about lifting your shoulders on your inhale and exhale, rolling them back and down and feeling that nice opening here. So just this alone is going to help bring you into your parasympathetic nervous system. You'll see that a lot of us, myself included, have kind of a default posture like this. This actually tells your body that you're in fight or flight, that you're protecting there's something that needs to be protected. Your heart, right? So you want to open your shoulders back and down, open the heart, open the chest, sternum lifted. Just feel how that alone really shifts your energy. And then another thing that's pretty cool is to notice if your shoulders are stacked above your hips. So that's ideally where you want to be when you're in your meditation or when you're breathing, you're doing your breathing practices. What's interesting to start to notice is if you have a default of shifting forward or back. So when you're forward, they say that is a sign that you're a lot in the future. So a lot of future thinking, which is usually going to lend itself towards anxiety. And then if you find yourself that have a tendency to lean back, that means that you're a lot in the past, which can lead to a tendency towards depression. So just little things to pick up on, right? Your body is always communicating things to you, and it's always talking to you. And again, because of the literal and figurative noise and busyness of life, we don't always listen. I mean, sometimes we don't hear it because of the noise. Sometimes we don't listen because it's not convenient. And we're like, okay, we'll get to that later, or we don't want to hear what the body is saying. So we're just like, yeah, no. But it always catches up to us, right? So this not listening to our bodies and living in a constant state of disharmony and discord and dysregulation will lead to greater challenges down the line, which is why this is really important stuff. So shoulders back and down. Okay, slightly tucking the chin. So that creates a nice long line in the back of the neck. And this is going to help the energy flow up and down the Sushumna Nadi more freely and with more ease. And we'll talk about the three main energy channels a little bit later. But the Sushumna Nadi is your main energy channel. Okay, and then just lightly closing the eyes and resting the top eyelids on the lower eyelids. So notice if there's any strain around the eyes, if there's any strain in the forehead, and allow that all to relax. It's just a nice gentle closing of the eyes. And then tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. So this helps to prevent dry mouth. And it also creates a circular energy that keeps moving through the body. So the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth is going to keep that energy circulating. It also is a nice, easy way to relax the jaw. We hold a lot of tension in our jaw, and the jaw is directly related to the hips. So when we relax our jaw, our hips also relax. And a lot of people, it's not uncommon to have some tension in the hips when we're seating, especially cross-legged. So that will help to relieve some of that. And then for the hands, you can just rest your hands effortlessly on your thighs. You can choose to either have your palms facing down, which is going to help you to stay contained within your energy. So if you're kind of needing a timeout from the energy that's around you, like if you're in the subway or if you're waiting in a waiting room and you're just feeling some energy around you, or like people are on their phones and they're not using headphones or whatever, it's just going to help you keep more contained to your energy. If, however, you're in a place where you want to receive the energy around you, if you're in your Sangha, your meditation group, if you're in nature, if you're in your home and your pets are near you and you want to really feel into their energy, which is pets are just naturally going to help regulate your nervous system, as is nature. So then you want to have your palms up, and that's just signaling that you're open to receiving the energy around you. You can also, if you'd like, take Gyan Mudra. So a mudra is an energy lock. Gyan Mudra, you can take this one. It's your big thumb to your index finger. And this is the mudra of focus and concentration. It also helps with balance. So if you're in like a balancing pose in yoga, that's why sometimes instructors will encourage you to take Gyan Mudra. And again, it keeps the energy circulating through your body, right? So these two fingers, the energy is connecting and circulating through the body. So that's your 7-point posture. All right. So let's close down our eyes. Let's find that nice long spine, shoulders back and down. And we're just going to start by taking a nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sighing out through the mouth. Beautiful. Again, inhaling love and light. Exhale, releasing anything that is not aligned with love and light and allowing it to leave your body. And one more time, inhaling the present moment. And exhale, sighing out anything that came before this moment. Beautiful. Now we're going to inhale through the nose for a count of 4. And exhale through the nose for a count of 4. Continuing just like so, inhaling for 4. And exhaling for 4. In and out through the nose, nice, deep, generous breaths. Smooth, fluid breaths. Notice how just counting the breath and focusing on the breath brings you into single-minded focus, which helps to bring you into the present moment. How focusing on your breath brings you into your body. And when you're in your body, you're in the present moment. So something as simple as this can really start to shift your energy. We'll do this a few more times, inhaling through the nose for 4. And exhaling through the nose for 4. Relaxing the shoulders, the neck, the face, the jaw. Beautiful. And on your next exhale, let's start to extend the exhale longer than the inhale. So we'll start with an inhale for 4. And exhaling for 6. Inhaling through the nose for 4. And exhaling through the nose for 6. At your own pace, listen to your body, trust your body. So when we begin to extend the exhale longer than the inhale, we stimulate the vagus nerve, which brings us into the parasympathetic nervous system. This allows the body to rest, to repair, to digest. If the 6 count exhale is feeling good, you can extend the exhale to 8. Inhaling through the nose for a count of 4. And exhaling through the nose for a count of 8. On your inhale, feel your spine lifting and lengthening and the crown of the head reaching up to the sky. And on your exhale, feel that relaxation, that letting go, that surrender. And your sit bones grounding into Mother Earth or grounding into the chair beneath you, which then grounds into Mother Earth. Feeling yourself held, supported from above and below. Feeling that balance of the masculine and feminine energies above and beneath you. Good. We'll do this for a few more breaths. Inhaling for 4, exhaling for 8. And now we're going to start with boxed breathing. So again, you're going to inhale through the nose for a count of 4. And then you're going to hold the breath for a count of 4. Exhaling through the nose for a count of 4. And holding the breath out for a count of 4. And then continuing at your own pace, inhaling for 4, holding the inhale for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding the exhale for 4. Boxed breathing is beneficial for helping us to cope with panic and stress when we're feeling overwhelmed. Again, it brings us into single-minded focus, so we can take the focus off of the source of the stress or situation that is causing us stress. And it helps us to control our response to that situation. It also helps to lower blood pressure, and it decreases cortisol. So cortisol is the stress hormone that is released when we're in our sympathetic nervous system, which is why it's very unhealthy to be in a constant sympathetic activation. And reducing cortisol can improve our mood and also reduce inflammation in the body. This breath also helps with sleep and insomnia. It helps us to refocus when we're having a stressful day or when we're very busy. So super beneficial. Let's do this for 5 more rounds at your own pace. And the shifts today might be pretty subtle, especially if you came into the session already feeling pretty relaxed and at ease. You'll notice big shifts when you do this in a moment of activation. However, doing this even when we're not in a moment of activation, so when we're feeling at ease and rested and relaxed, is going to help us maintain that state, especially when situations do arise. Beautiful. So now we're going to come into 4, 7, 8 breath. Again, you're going to inhale through the nose for a count of 4. And now we're going to hold the breath in for a count of 7. And then we're going to exhale through the nose for a count of 8. Inhaling for 4. Holding for 7. If 7 feels too much right now, that's okay. Do what you can and slowly build up to it. Again, we don't want to force anything here. We're working with our bodies. We don't want to cause more stress or panic. And then you exhale for a count of 8. And again, if that 8 count exhale is just feeling a little bit too much, that's okay. Meet yourself where you're at and then slowly build up to that. But what we're working towards is an inhale of 4, a hold of 7, and an exhale of 8. What we really want to do is be super gentle and loving and compassionate and accepting and understanding with ourselves and meet ourselves where we're at, and definitely not invite more panic or stress into the body. So if you're able to hold for 5 right now and that's about it, that's great. That's great. Slowly, you'll work your way up to the 4, the 7, the 8. These breaths do help to improve our lung capacity. So as we practice, we'll find that we meet those counts with much more ease. So the 4-7-8 breath is really, really beneficial in reducing anxiety in the moment when we're feeling anxiety, and also having a practice of using this breath every day for a few minutes will help to reduce your cases of anxiety. It helps to manage cravings. So if we're working on an addiction, this is going to be very beneficial. It helps to reduce stress and anger, and it helps us to fall asleep. So all things that we can get behind. I think we can all agree on that, right? So inhaling for 4, holding for 7, and exhaling for 8. Let's do this a few more times. Beautiful. So the next breath that we're going to practice is called the physiological sigh. If you listen to the Andrew Huberman podcast, you're probably very familiar with this breath. This is one of my favorites. So one thing I would like to mention is that some of these breaths are going to feel really great, and then other ones aren't going to work as well for you. And that's okay. Everybody's different. So just take the ones that work and use those, and the ones that are not really resonating, just, chuck them to the side, right? So feel into the ones that are your system's really like, yes, oh my God, where you feel that, like, that sigh of relief or that breath of fresh air within your body. Those are the ones you're going to want to go to. Okay, so this breath for me is one of those, the physiological sigh. So you're going to inhale through the nose without counting, just filling the lungs with air. And then you're going to take a second sip of air through the nose, filling your lungs to about 110% capacity. And then you're going to exhale, sigh it out. Beautiful. Inhaling through the nose, nice, deep, long inhale. And then a second sip of air through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out. Beautiful. Keep that going at your own pace, at your own rhythm. This is another one that helps to reduce stress and anxiety. It helps to lower your heart rate. It increases oxygen levels and clears out carbon dioxide. So it helps to alkaline the body and release toxins from the body. And it helps to regulate CO2 levels. I love this breath because after a few cycles of it, I just start to feel really weightless, like I'm floating on a cloud. So for me, this is one that I go to when I'm having a hard time falling asleep. As you inhale on that first inhale, really feel your belly filling with air and then sending the breath up through your rib cage, the lungs, the collarbones. That second sip, you really fill the lungs over capacity, and then exhale, sigh it all out. Let's do a few more of those. Beautiful. I can hear the birds singing outside right now. It's so nice. So for our next breath, I'm going to invite you to open your eyes for a minute. So hi, welcome back. I hope you're already starting to feel the benefits of these practices. And we're going to do Brahmari breath now. So again, if this one doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Even if we're doing it today in the practice and you're just like, I don't want to do this, listen to that and go back to one of the breaths that we've already done. Brahmari breath is also called bumblebee breath. This is a pranayama, so it's a yogic breathing technique. You're going to take your index and middle finger and your thumb. So you're going to place the thumb on this little flap of your ear, which I think is called the tragus. I always forget the name, but I believe it's in the PDF. I believe it's the tragus. So you're placing your thumb here and you're pressing down on it. So that your hearing is going to be muffled, but don't do it just yet because you want to be able to hear the rest of the instructions. Then you're going to take your index and your finger and you're going to close your eyes and you're going to put the index and the middle finger over your eyes and the thumb over the flap. You're going to inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, you're going to keep the mouth closed and hum the exhale. So you're going to be humming with your mouth closed, and you'll hear and feel a buzzing sound, a vibration. So that's why it's called bumblebee breath. And you're going to focus on your third eye as you exhale and send the vibration to the third eye, stimulating the pineal gland. All right, so now let's give it a shot. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, humming with the mouth closed. And just continuing at your own pace. So when your exhale hum is completed, you just inhale through the nose once again and do it all over again. And then just keep it going without pausing in between the inhale and the exhale. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, humming it out. Hearing that buzzing sound, feeling that vibration, sending the vibration to the third eye. Keeping the shoulders relaxed away from the ears, relaxing the jaw, noticing any unnecessary tension in the body and letting that go. Beautiful. Keeping that going and noticing how that vibration, that buzzing, that hum brings you into a little bit of a trance. So this breath, you always want to do this breath sitting up. It's very, very beneficial for insomnia because when you stimulate the pineal gland is responsible for secreting melatonin in the body, which is a hormone that regulates your sleep. It regulates the circadian rhythm. So very beneficial for sleeping, if you have any irregularities or difficulties with your sleep. It also helps a lot with anger, with frustration, with resentment, with those more like heated emotions. It improves your hearing. It soothes throat irritation. It boosts your concentration and memory. So this is a really beneficial breath. It helps with reproductive health in women. So yeah, let's keep doing this for a few more breath cycles. Beautiful. All right, so now we're going to practice Nadi Shodhana, which is also known as alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to invite you to open your eyes again for a moment, and we're going to speak a little bit about the three main energy channels in the science or the technology of yoga. And we're going to talk about the feminine and the masculine energies, which we have both of regardless of our gender. So the Nadi Shodhana, so the main energy channel, runs up and down your spine. It starts at the perineum, at the base of the spine, in between your genitalia and your anus, and runs all the way up your spine through to the crown of the head. And it runs through all of the 7 main chakras, so your main energy centers. We have many more chakras, but those are the main ones. And then you have your Ida, which is your left energy channel, your feminine energy channel, and your Pingala, which is your masculine energy channel. So the left side of the body is the feminine side, and the right side of the body is the masculine side. The left side, the feminine energy, which is also your yin energy, and then the masculine side is your yang energy. So the yin feminine side is the moon, and the yang masculine side is the sun. So just thinking about those two energies, you'll tap into the feminine and masculine qualities, right? So the feminine energy is it's calm, it's cool, it's quiet, it's introspective. It's all about receiving, being receptive and open and soft. And the masculine energy is the sun. It's hot. It's about action. It's doing. It's loud. And it's like more outwardly focused, where the feminine energy is more inwardly focused. So when you think about the seasons, again, it's all connected, right, to nature and the cycles of nature. The feminine energy is the fall and the winter, which we're in if you're in the northern hemisphere. And the masculine energy is the spring and the summer. So again, thinking about like hibernation in the winter, going more internal. And the feminine, so now we're talking gender, women run on a 28-day hormonal cycle like the moon, and men run on a 24-hour hormonal cycle like the sun. Right. So, so those are the three main energy channels in the body. And Nadi Shonana, alternate nostril breathing, helps us to balance the left and right hemispheres of the body. It helps us to balance our feminine and masculine energy. So as you're probably starting to realize, like, we live in a very, in a world that has a lot of masculine energy. So not only is it seemingly very male dominated, and that's changing. Again, that's changing. So, which is good because it's going to help us get more balance, right? And be more harmonized. So, yes, the energy of the world, of society right now is very fast. It's very loud. It's all about productivity and efficiency. So all of those masculine qualities, which is why it's really important to do a practice like Nadi Shodhana and do these practices that bring us into the parasympathetic, which is the feminine. So the masculine is the sympathetic and the feminine is the parasympathetic. So again, this is why these yin practices, these parasympathetic practices are very, very important, right? Because if we're in the sympathetic, if we're in the masculine, we reach a breaking point, right? That is what burnout is all about. That's what we're seeing in nature with what's happening with the climate, what's happening with all these climate tragedies, emergencies that we're seeing. It's because there's an imbalance, and it's actually the earth that's telling us, like, hey guys, wake up, right? And your body is telling you that too. That's what the anxiety is. That's what the stress is. That's what the burnout is. Okay. So that's why this is so important. Not to be all doom and gloom, because we're focusing on the solutions, which again are all inside of us. So this is like actually all very empowering information, right? So you're going to take your dominant hand for the purposes of the instructions today. I'm going to, again, interesting, right? That most of us have the right hand as our dominant hand. That's the masculine side, right? But our population, there's nearly 50% of us are females. So, so again, finding that balance. But for the purpose of the instructions, I'm going to use the right hand as for giving the instructions, but use your dominant hand. Okay, so you're going to bring your dominant hand to your face, and you're going to bring your index and middle finger to your third eye. And your thumb, if you're right-handed, is going to be outside of your right nostril. And your ring finger, if you're right-handed, is going to be outside of your left nostril. You're going to start by plugging the right nostril and exhaling all of the air, all of the stale air and energy out of your body through the left nostril. Then you're going to plug your left nostril with your ring finger, and you're going to inhale through the right nostril for a count of 6. Then you're going to hold the breath for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the left for a count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling through the right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Returning both of your hands back to your lap. Returning the breath cycle to its natural state, in and out through the nose without modifying or controlling the breath. So that was one cycle or one round of Nadi Shodhana. And then we're going to start our second round, bringing your hand to your face, plugging the right nostril, exhaling all of the air out of the left. Plugging the left, inhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plugging both nostrils, holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling through the left, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling through the right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing both of the hands back to your thighs, returning the breath back to its natural state, inhaling and exhaling through the nose for 2 to 3 breath cycles before we start our next round. Bringing your hand back to your face, exhaling all of the air out of the left. Inhaling through the right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling through the right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the breath back to its regular natural state for a few breath cycles. So this breath also helps to balance your hormones. It balances the body and the mind. It lowers stress, purifies and detoxifies the body. It promotes clarity, focus, and concentration. So if you find your mind is all over the place and you are wanting to focus on a presentation or something at work or before meditating, this is a great breath. So very powerful breath. It also improves the lung function and respiratory efficiency and endurance. So let's do 2 more rounds, bringing your hand to your face, exhaling all of the air out of the left. Inhaling to the right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling out of the right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Returning the hands back to your thighs. Returning the breath back to normal. Just observing any shifts in your physical, emotional, mental, energetic bodies. And we'll do one last round, plugging the right nostril, exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling through the right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to your natural breath, inhaling and exhaling in and out through the nose, releasing your hand, both hands to your thighs. So breath holds help to lower inflammation in the body. They improve our cardiovascular health. They increase our resistance to bacterial infections. They're incredibly beneficial for relaxation. And they help to preserve the health of our stem cells, so increasing our lifespan. And they've done tests with salamanders, and it's been shown to regenerate the brain tissue in their brains, so preserving their brain function. So to be determined if that has the same effect in humans, but regardless, it has so many other benefits that breath holds are very, very, I highly encourage them. They're one of my favorite parts of my breathing practice. And I definitely notice a big shifts through my breath holds. So now we're going to come into a meditation. So I'm going to invite you to just keep your eyes closed, check in with your 7-point posture, nice long spine, shoulders back and down, opening that big, beautiful heart of yours, relaxing the jaw, tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, tucking the chin slightly, maybe taking Gyan Mudra with your hands, with your fingers. And just begin by noticing the quality of your breath in this moment and how it might change from moment to moment. Observing the pace, the rhythm, the texture of your breath. Noticing where your breath is naturally traveling to and allowing it to do so. Allowing your breath to find its rhythm. Allowing the breath to breathe itself. And begin to notice the sensations that come along with the breath. So you might notice a coolness on the tip of your nose as the breath enters your body. You might notice the rise and fall of your belly, mirroring the rise and fall of the tides, the sun and the moon, mirroring the cycles of nature as we've been talking about, day and night, the seasons, birth and death and rebirth. Just feeling how inextricably linked we are to nature through our breath. Noticing how the lungs expand as they fill with air and how they hug your heart. And then feeling a warmth on the tip of your lips as the breath exits your body. Noticing how rich the breath is, how much there is to take in when simply observing the breath. And noticing how rich the moment is. And if and when a thought comes in, simply bring your focus back to the next in-breath or the next out-breath. Being super gentle and loving with yourself. And knowing that it's not so much about not having the thoughts, because as you've probably all heard, what we resist persists. So it's not so much about resisting the thoughts. It's more about learning to not engage with the thoughts during our meditation and learning to be more discerning outside of our meditation with which thoughts we engage in and with. So allow the thoughts to be there without going into the thoughts. Allow the thoughts to be there like clouds in the sky passing by. Allowing them to come in, allowing them to leave. Maybe even noticing how they leave with more ease if we don't resist them. And definitely if we're not hard on ourselves for having them. You can begin to place your attention on the space between the thoughts. continuing to do so and noticing that space. Noticing if those spaces start to grow longer. Also noticing if the thoughts start to take over. And if you're starting to feel agitated, you can bring accounting back into your practice. So beginning to count the breath again, counting the inhale without controlling it, just allowing the breath to be natural, but just counting the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale, helping yourself to come back once again into single-minded focus. And really meeting yourself where you're at, letting go of any expectations or any specific desired results, and knowing that each meditation will be different. And some days the meditation will come with more ease, with more grace. And some days it will be really challenging, and that's okay. It's actually just about the act of sitting and taking this time with intention to come into centeredness, into the present, and to ground yourself. That is the practice. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to the surface. You can start to gently invite movement back into your body. Maybe taking some neck rolls, some shoulder rolls. And wrapping your arms around your body, giving yourself a big hug. Thanking yourself for taking this time for yourself today. Caressing your arms, your shoulders, releasing oxytocin, the love hormone, into your body. And taking a moment to tell yourself that you love yourself. And why? Think of the first few things that come to mind that you love about yourself, and allow yourself to celebrate those things about yourself. I love my body. I love myself. I give love. I am love. I forgive myself. I love my body. I love myself. I give love. I am love. I forgive myself. Allow your body, each and every cell of your body, to receive those words and this vibration of self-love. Let's bring our hands into Anjali Mudra, into prayer position in front of heart center. Sealing our practice today by chanting Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Shanti meaning peace, chanting for cosmic peace, world peace, inner peace, sending vibrations of love, of unity, of harmony, of acceptance, of peace out into the world, asking that they reach all living beings, that the earth feels them, the ocean, that all beings, especially those who are at war with themselves, are living in war-torn places, are suffering, that they in particular may feel these vibrations and know that they are not alone, that all beings may feel seen and heard, all beings may feel that they matter, that all beings may love and be loved. Inhaling together. Shanti, Shanti, Bhavanam Kevalam. Love is the essence of everything. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope it was of benefit. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, because maybe other people have that same question and it can benefit the collective. So please don't be shy. And if you would like to dive deeper into any of these practices, please feel free to reach out. There's many ways that we can work together through Zoom, privates. I offer private retreats. I have a group retreat coming up the end of May, beginning of June. And very exciting, I am creating a eco off-grid wellness retreat center here in the East Cape of Baja, California, Mexico, which will be opening in June 2025. So stay tuned and just know that I'm here for you. I love you. Thank you so much. I'm just going to hang out for a few more minutes just to see if there's any questions. So feel free to hang out with me. But if you have to go, I understand as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Love you. Thank you so much for participating and for being here with me. Thank you. The bee breath. Yeah, I love the bee breath too. Yeah, insomnia is a big one. So hopefully these can be of benefit for sure. You know, another thing that's great for sleep is rubbing magnesium oil with castor oil and lavender oil. So you mix the three together on the bottoms of your feet before you go to sleep. That's really a good one. So hope that helps as well. Oh, you're very welcome, everyone. Thank you for your time and energy. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so I actually buy the magnesium oil, and then I mix the lavender and castor oil. I make my own little potion. But yeah, I'll send you a link to the magnesium oil for sure. And please spread the peace, spread the love. So when you receive this replay, if there's anyone that you feel might benefit from it, please send it to them. And I'm also feeling into doing another webinar, and this one will be a metta meditation. So it'll just be pure meditation, probably about 30, 40 minutes. And it's a Buddhist practice of love and kindness. It's actually scientifically proven to increase vagal tone. So again, to help us shift from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic. It also is very heart opening. So it just helps us to cultivate more compassion and love for ourselves and others. And I like to use one from Thich Nhat Hanh. So it's his words, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful meditation. So please let me know if you enjoyed this and you would like more, and I would be happy to facilitate more of these. All right. Well, it looks like there's no questions, so I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much. Again, love you. Thanks for being here. And make sure you download the PDF so you have all the notes and everything, and you'll get your replay in your email. So, okay. Thank you. Bye. How do I end it? Oh, here we go. Okay. Bye.